Hey everybody, Jordan Car Fusion here. So it's that time of year again. I hate making videos for Christmas before Remembrance Day, but it needs to be done so you guys can get on top of carving your fence board Christmas trees. So this here is a 1x6. It's a 1x5.5 and not true 1 inch. And this is a 1x9, okay? Or 1x10, sorry. So you can make the Christmas trees out of smaller boards like this. This is how I first started making them, okay? So the first thing is to do, get your board, lay out your Christmas trees. You can get a pattern so you can do the same tree every time, which I did, but this time I'm going to show you how I draw on my trees. Okay, you'll see here I got it set up in my jaw horse. Pretend this board, this 1x10 is this 1x6 because some of you guys might not be able to get the 1x10s, okay? So let's draw the tree on. We'll get probably 3 trees out of this board. And I'm setting up for 20 lights. Okay, so you can make your trees any which way you want. You can make them blowing over this way, you can make them blowing over this way, you can just do straight. I think this tree I'm just going to do a straight one, okay? So this will be the bottom of our tree. And that will be the stalk. We'll cut that, I usually cut this out first, but we'll cut it out later, okay? So here's our center line. Sorry, I'm going to have to go in front of the counter for a second. There's our center line. There's my S. There's our first tree. Well, it's a little bit thin. Let's make it a bit thicker. Okay, so we'll cut this line here. So you think, okay, with this tree, if you want to make, so I'm going to pull it off the jaw horse. Because you can use this part of the wood too for your blowing over Christmas tree, right? Okay, so let's do our other Christmas tree going this way. So this will be the bottom. The stalk. Bottom of the tree. Okay, so now you got this. Make sure you cut this string here. Now you can make another Christmas tree right here. There you go, so 3 Christmas trees. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you cut them out with your chainsaws. I don't think I need to show you how. This is for the Dremel carver too. This video is basically for Dremel if you don't have chainsaws. And one more thing too, like this thin board, a jigsaw, that's how I started. Then my buddy Pete helped me cut some out, but then I've kind of just left them alone, don't want to bug them. But a jigsaw can cut these out very too, or a small little bandsaw, even a handsaw. If all you have access, if you live in the woods, get your handsaw, cut out the shapes, right? So trunk, bottom, anyways, I'll get these cut out. Okay, so you can see I got trees cut out. I got one more cut. I don't know where it is. So this is out of the, you can make these bigger. You can stretch them out taller, right? So this is out of the 1x6. These are going to have, I think, 6 or 7 lights in them. I'll have to go to the dollar store, see what I can get. This one's going to have 20 lights in it, okay? That one's going to have 20 lights in it too. So these are the lights. This is kind of where I start getting confused trying to explain things, okay? These come from, I think it's Dollarama in Canada. They're on a timer. These ones are just clear. So they stay on for 6 hours and go off for 18 hours. What store are they from again? Yeah, there you go in the green. Dollarama. $2 a set. The 40 lights are $3 a set. So they take 2 AA batteries, or triple AA's, yeah. So these lights, let me get this unstranded and explain things the best I can. Okay, so this is the bigger of the 3 trees in Western Red Cedar. You guys can buy this stuff at your local hardware store. You can even buy like 2x12, right? So anyways, these are the lights. So you see they have a good distance between them. Okay, see the distance? So now I got to drill 20 holes with this drill bit. Just find out what drill bit's good for your light size. Now I got to drill 20 holes in this for the lights to go through so I can hot glue them on the back, okay? But you just have to be very careful that you don't stretch your holes too far apart, so the length of this cable is not going to be able to fit in between, right? So you might want to set up a marker. So you got like one hole here, here. I have a starting point. I always do this. So when I'm gluing my trees in, I know this will be my starting point, okay? So there's a hole here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I got to do this 20 times and go up. But make sure, like I said, don't leave too much of space here, because then your lights will not fit between the strings, okay? Then you'll have to make an extra hole, then you'll have to plug the hole that didn't fit. Does that make sense? Make sure these aren't too wide apart, too far apart. So, and make sure, one, you do 20, okay? That's how much I got. It gets confusing, so when you're drilling, keep a good count. I just bring this tree over here. I got this shitty old table. I don't care if I drill through the plastic. So boom, 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 boom. I'll do 20 holes. Make sense? And I want to say I drill the holes before I do any detailing, because when you're doing the detailing, you can just clean up the holes with your saw or your Dremel, right? You know, you'll see. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Make sure it stretches out to the top of the tree. Okay, so I got all my drills holed. You guys want to see a huge hypocrite? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21! The lights only have 20! Now I gotta waste my time and make a silly little plug. Okay, so I got all the trees drilled out. I didn't do these little ones because I'm not too sure how much is in the little sets. I think it might be 10 lights, but I got to go to the dollar store after here. Just another thing I got to do to get the lights for the smaller trees. So now we got the holes carved in. So now you can do any kind of texture you want. You know, I'm going to do a quick one with a chainsaw, but this is really a Dremel carving video. Okay, so pretend this is all set up for your Dremel, but I'll go home and carve one for Dremel. You can do any shapes you want, okay? You can go do lines like this, then textures or any branches. I think for this one, I'm just going to do some simple branches, just some simple textures for my chainsaw. Okay, so I'll get that done and show you guys. Then we'll go back to, oh, we got to make the back stand, to make the back pieces to make it stand. Let's do that right now. So one thing I should say, these are basically indoor Christmas trees, okay? These lights aren't for outdoors, I don't think. So you don't want your tree to stand up perfect because it could fall over. So you want it to lean back a bit, right? See how it's leaning? Lean it back. So when they look at it, it looks like it's just kind of a leaning Christmas tree like this. So see, not straight up and down, leaning back like this. So I got this extra fence board. I don't need it right now, so I know it's expensive, but whatever. Okay, this is a very good square to have. You can buy plastic ones of these, but I suggest you get the aluminum one or whatever this is. So all I do is, you know, this edge is straight, right? So you just got the lip here. You just butt that edge straight on it. And I go like this, okay? Let's go back, deep bit in. Go like this, and I just tilt it back. So there. There's the angle of my Christmas tree. You can do this. So boom, cut that out, and there's your Christmas tree holder. Tree will lean against this side. So anyways, you get a pattern going, and then you can just use this side, this side, this side. Don't ask me how, because I'll screw up trying to explain it, but yeah. Okay, you can see here I got a bunch of them cut up. They're nothing pretty. Who cares? It's behind the tree. I got to make some shorter ones for these small trees. Let's show you here, okay? So here's one standing. You can see the angle. All I do, I'll show you later in the video, all I do is I go home, I use my super glue. Come on. Hold on, sorry. This is as real as it gets, carving fusion. So I just go home and crazy glue that on there. Anyways, carry on. Okay, texture on this one's not the best, but it was quick. So let's take it home and do some Dremel carving. Okay, so here we are again, back at the home for the carving fusion. You see the bigger trees, I got the holes drilled, okay? On these smaller trees, those was the 1x6. I don't have the holes drilled, so I didn't drill the holes because I'm not too sure how many lights these packages had. These lights have little things on them, but I'm going to take those end pieces off. So this one was like $1.50. It's the bright white lights. And this one was $3. I said I'll spend the $3 because, and it's got little things on it. I'll take those off too. I said I'll spend the $3 because, well, these little trees I could even sell for probably like, I was selling trees like this a bit bigger for about like this tall for $80. Okay, so these ones I might just gift these little ones away, but I'm going to focus on doing these little ones today because these bigger ones are a lot more work and we can't let this video drag on for too long. So let me get the holes drilled. So these are 10 light sets. You guys, we'll talk more about these lights in a bit, but Walmart sells these sets like this too. I got these at the dollar store. It's called Dollarama here in Canada. Okay, they're battery light sets, but we'll talk more about them in a bit. So I'll get these holes drilled on these 10 each. Alrighty then, so you see I got the holes drilled in, okay? So these lights, on my live chat, lots of people were asking where I get these lights from. So here's a set of 20, okay? So like I said, Walmart, your dollar store. I like these kind of lights. They're battery powered because they have a pretty long length between the two lights, because you gotta, you know, put it in the holes, and the more, for the bigger ones, the more length that you can get is less, anyways, challenging. So let's open up these lights here. Like you can see, they got the little Christmas things on them. So all I do is I just pop them off. See? So there you go. There's your light, okay? So how about I'll get these off, not trying to rush it. And don't want to break them because this is thin wire. So I'll get all these things off on this one and this one, and we'll put the what I suggest is put your batteries in here first. Try the lights, make sure they turn on. Put them in the holes, make sure that you know that they're going to be placed in the holes properly. And then once that's done, pull the lights back out. Then you can start carving the face, okay? Then once the face is carved, then that's when you go back and you put your lights in the holes and you glue them in. So here's a perfect example of me being a hypocrite again, okay? So I said these lights, these wires are very thin. So you see what happened? I pulled this out and I pulled the whole light off the freaking wire. So I don't have time to deal with this, just put them back in there and solder it and all that bullshit. So looks like we're only doing one small tree today, and I'll try and get the lights off these ones better too. So anyways, carry on. Hypocrite. Okay, so I got all the little fruity things off the lights. Now they're just single lights. These ones stretch pretty far between actually, so we'll got the case open, we'll put the batteries inside. If I did that the right way, I don't think I did that the right way. We'll put the batteries inside the case. Yeah, I did it the right way. Turn the lights on, boom, the lights work, okay? So that's because you guys got to remember these things are made in China, so just trust me. I've glued these lights to the tree without turning them on, and they didn't work. So now you want to do is put all your lights in your holes. I know they're going to fit in this one. Put all your lights in your holes here to make sure they all fit good, because once they're all in there good, then you take them all out again, okay? Then you can start carving the face. So let's get to carving here. And we're only going to carve this. We'll do the bigger one today. We won't do this one. And we'll put the lights in one of the bigger trees too. Okay, so when you're carving on your tree template, like your branches or leaves, there's a whole bunch of different ways we can do it. We'll draw this one on too. We'll draw both these on. So I'll show you two different ways I do it. So this one is the one that we're going to actually carve today. So we'll draw our center line on here. Okay. So we're just going to do branches like this. Start here. And then, okay, so that will be one branch here. Then we'll come off. Then we'll just keep coming off the center line. Just off of the center line a bit. For each one. Okay. So these will be our deeper cuts. Okay, so there's a branch. These will be the deeper cuts. We'll cut all these in, then we'll come along and we'll carve some detail in. Or, so another way I do it too is, so this tree is blowing this way, right? So I go like this, and I call this like a West Coast storm tree. You could do your lines like this, sorry. See how that goes like that? Over. So what I do is I just cut all these lines and feather, so I do a straight up and down cut right here. Then I'll feather away the wood to make this branch look like it's over top. And I'll cut out here too. This is a simpler one, so you get little points there, okay? So maybe I'll carve this one and just show you what I mean. So this is like a West Coast windstorm tree. And this is just like a normal tree. You can give these more branches in there too if you want for this style. But so let's do, I'm going to do a time lapse for this because I think you guys can basically get it. So what I'm going to do, again with my Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr, you guys all know I'm a Kutzall affiliate. So if you want to get these burrs, just go to the Kutzall site, use the code CFusion. Okay. So what I'm going to do is use this first. Go along, cut all these lines. Make a deeper undercut here underneath these lines. Then I'm going to do the texture. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Okay, so here's basically my two style of trees. Sorry you can't see them all in the video, like the whole length. So you got this one that has the branches coming out from each under. See how they overlap? It's layering. I hope you guys can figure that out. It's not very hard. I carved the tree trunk, and then you got this kind of more blowing over West Coast style, and all the things will be this way. So let me get a pen, and I'll show you how I'm going to carve these on. So these, think of this as like a pine tree. Both of these is like pine trees, okay? So I'm just going to make these petals all blowing this way. So flowing with the piece, right? Like whoosh. So everything's going to be coming this way on this one. And these petals, I'm going to make it so like they're coming out like this. Okay? So going this way, nice smooth. Okay, let me do one nice slow one. Nice smooth lines down this way. Okay, all the way around. Then this side, I do the opposite. I just bring them down under, and I go like this. Okay, so I could still use my Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr, but what I'm going to do to get some more detail in it, I'm going to use my aluminum cutting burr. You guys can get these in my Amazon store. So this is what I sometimes do the beard hairs with. See, it's a square edge. Okay, and see, and I'll just do all the texturing with this. They're sets like this. I think they're like 20 bucks on Amazon for the aluminum. Don't be confused with the aluminum cutting burrs and the metalworking burrs. These things just have one straight flute on there, okay? So I'll get all these carved in, and then hopefully I have a torch here. I could do a little bit of wood burning, use my flap sander, and then we'll get ready to put the lights on. How about I do one tree with this detailed burr, this metalworking, aluminum cutting burr, and I'll do this tree with just my Kutzall and just blast them in. Okay, so let's get this going. I'll start down here first. Okay, you can see I got this one all done. Everything's blowing this way. Okay, so now I got the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. And let's just do these branches quickly. You see this here? I'm not too impressed. I wasn't really thinking how they just come like this. So I'm going to retard these. This side's fine. They look good. But this side, they're just too straight. I should have made them coming up from underneath these branches like this. And more S-flow. So I'm going to try and fix that up a bit. Okay, I'm not too sure about this side, but whatever, it is what it is. So now we can, I'm going to hit it lightly with the peterblair flap sander, the mandrel. Okay, I'm going to hit it lightly, then I'm going to burn it, and then I'm going to hit it again. Okay, so both the trees are done. Okay. Now, at this point of the process, you can do whatever you want. You can paint them green. You can burn them. You can like lightly burn them because this is real thin wood and real small details in these carvings. You can burn them. You can do whatever you want. So, but what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do my poly shade technique. And yeah, well, because burning this really soft, you would be burning some detail away with a little torch. I don't care how small your torch is, you'll still burn detail away. So I'm going to use my poly shade, and then I'm going to put the poly shade on it, okay, both these. Then I'm going to hit it with the flap sander again. I'm still losing detail when I use the flap sander because remember, you're sanding away these high points too, right? So I got to be very careful how I sand it. So I'll be back. Okay, so I got this Mission Oak color and I got this lighter color to give them two different colors. I'm going to put this on. I'm not going to show you guys put this on. But I'm going to put it on, then I'm going to hit it, then I'm going to sand it lightly to get the high points out, okay? So I'll get this on, then I'll get some sandpaper. I'm not going to use the flap sander anymore because this, I've already lost some detail because of the sanding. So anyways, I'll get this on and I'll be back. Alrighty then, so these are all done. Different colors, different textures, okay? So I'm going to put these off to the side for a little bit, let the poly shade dry. Then I'm going to take this outside, I'm going to give it a light burn, okay? This is the one that I did with the chainsaw. I'm going to give it a light burn, I'll hit it with the flap sander after, and we'll carry on. Start installing the lights. Alright, so here you guys can see, there's the one I carved with the chainsaw, and these two ones are the Dremel. So you can do it Dremel or chainsaw. You can get thicker boards too. Once you get the thicker boards, it becomes a lot more trickier to put the lights in. But anyway, so anybody didn't watch this video, I got this gift from Ben's studio on the lake in the mail the other day. It says Happy Halloween with some nice tatas, pumpkin, and cat. Thanks again for that, Ben. So you guys, I know this is making this video before Halloween, but I want to make this video quickly as soon as I can for the new subscribers so you can see how to make these fence board Christmas trees. Okay, so for this one I have the 10 lights. I don't have the 10 lights for this one, but I'm going to bust up a pack of the 20 lights and get the lights of that so you can cut the wires, and just be careful. I glue the ends of the wires where I cut it, and we'll get the lights in this one too. So we'll get lights in all three of these. So let's get the start talking about putting these this is what I use for this is for the small tree, okay? This is what I'm using to make the trees stand this year. I'm just going to glue this on the very back of the tree. I gave it a little bit of a pitch here. Let me show you a better example. This is just a little piece. It's got a little bit of a pitch there so the tree can lean back, right? These are indoor trees. My buddy asked me, well, will they blow over? Like, well, if you put it outside, yes, it will blow over. But these are basically for indoor for Christmas time. Okay. Okay, so I got this white board down here so my trees, the face of my trees don't get messy on my art table. And I use this board for when I put the lights in. But you see, all I do here is I got this, put it on there. I'm just waiting for my glue gun to heat up. Once it heats up, I'm going to put some hot glue on this. I'm going to put it on there, and then I'll glue around the edges, and I think that's good enough. So anyways, carry on. Why I put these on before I put the Christmas lights in, because I've put the Christmas lights in before, and I realized that I had the wire where this thing would come up for the bigger tree, and I had to cut the wood down. So it's just easier to put the bases on first. I hate the stringy things you get from the hot glue gun, but that's life. I'm just lazy, and I'm too lazy enough to do this. Okay, so let's let that dry and we'll stand her up. So I'm on to the bigger tree now. I want to show you guys a quick example why I put these on first. Because if I put my Christmas lights in, okay, you would have a wire going right here from this to this, the wire there. So when I went to put this on, boof. Hey Ben, Studio on Lake, boof. This would have to go over top of the wire, so I'd have to cut this down. So it's easier to put it on first and then make the wires go around this piece. Okay, so here you go. There's your 3 standing trees. They're not that stable. This one's a little bit tipsy, but my table's not perfect. But they do. Make sure you lean it back enough. That's the big thing, right? See how that's leaned back? These bigger ones are more stable. And see, this one's almost not even leaned back enough, but it's still got some lean so it won't fall forward, right? Okay. So now, let's get the lights in them. Which one should we put the lights in? We want to make all different colors. So I guess let's just let's put the lights in this one. Okay, so we got our lights ready. This is the 10 thing. Let's turn it on. Make sure the lights work. Yep, lights work. I keep them on when I'm doing it. So now what I do, first of all, is I put the lights in the holes. Okay. I know that there's going to be tons of extra wire like this when I'm done putting the lights in the holes. So I hot glue those down. That's just something. See, this is why this is like playing tic-tac-toe. So when you get the bigger tree for these lights, you got to be careful not to leave your holes too far apart because you won't be able to fit the lights in the length of the wire. These ones have super long wires actually. So what we can do to try and make a less wiring nightmare, we can kind of connect the dots. Why I get this white board down too is because my carving table has holes. So I want to make sure that the lights hit flat on this board so I know that they're all equal, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, these are super long wires in between these ones. Come on, get in there. Look, this one goes all the way up here. Let's go back down here. Like I said, it's like playing connect the dots. Okay. So take that out. Put that in there. Put this one there. This one there. This one there. Okay. So our lights are in place. So now what I do is I go around, make sure they're all sitting down nice and flat. Okay. Is this thing filming? Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So now I get the hot glue gun. And I just make sure I push all the lights down. Okay. And I glue all the lights in. I'm sure this video is going to be a little bit long, but you know, like how can you make a short tutorial video? And everybody, I'm telling you right now, these trees are huge sellers at Christmas time. So if this part's more like crafts, but if you like doing carving and crafts, I'd suggest start doing it now. Start doing it in the middle of August, for frick's sakes. Okay, so I'm going to let these lights dry a bit. Then I got these heavier Allen keys. And something heavy, you can use big bolts or whatever you want. So what I do, once I know the lights are dry, or the glue's dry for the lights. Holy, look at that wire. So what I do is I kind of just hold them down. I go like this. Okay. Because I used to hold it down with my fingers. But now, so you got those heavy things in there, now you can glue the wires down to the board. Okay, you see that? I make a mess with these hot glue guns. Pig pen. I'm sure there's a neater way to do it, but I just don't really care. Okay? So I'll wait a few minutes for this wood to, glue to dry. I try and tuck them away from the sides too. What's this one? I used to sit here with my fingers, and I got burnt lots actually, and be like this. Like, what's that board game? Twister? I called it finger twister, and I'd have a whole bunch glued down, and then my finger would slide just like it did into the glue there, and I'd have it set on super hot and burnt my hand. Okay, so let's get these lights glued in. I'll finish this off, but you guys can see how I do it. And everything's going on point, I believe. And then I gotta figure out how to glue this down and hide all this wire. I like to put these as high up the tree as I can, so it's easy for somebody just to turn it on, turn it off. But I gotta make room for this switch because it's got such long wire. So how about I'll be back? This could be a long video. Oh well. Okay, so always make sure to sign your pieces. This was a hot glue mess. It was like playing connect the dots trying to fold these wires over, but I got them done. But this is a keynote for somebody wanting to make their first fence board Christmas tree with lights. Make sure when you glue this piece, I had to kind of like weld it with the stuff there and put it on top of the wires. But make sure when you put this down, you're able to open up the thing for when the people need to change the battery. So always double check that, because trust me, I've done it. I've glued it down so you can't open it, and then it's a real pain in the ass to get this plastic off this wood, and these things can break pretty easy, okay? So I'm going to get the other lights glued in, and then we'll take a look and have a Christmas party. Okay, so I got this last one wired in. I cut the wire short to 10 lights, and I got the bright lights in here. So two key notes I want to say for these Christmas trees, and everything's my opinion, everybody. I think instead of using like a little cheap dollar store or like one of those little hobby store glue guns, if you're planning on to make lots of these trees, get yourself a decent glue gun, okay? So that will really speed up the time, right? So get, those little tiny ones they sell. Get yourself a decent one. I know a lot of you don't have a lot of money to go spend on the gun, but this tree right here is going to pay for this gun without a doubt, any problem, okay? And another thing too is, instead of playing like what's that twister game with your fingers, trying to hold the wires down, get the big nuts and bolts. Get yourself some big nuts to put on the wire, or something heavy to hold the wire down so you can glue it, so you don't have to hold them down with your fingers. It will really, save you from getting your fingers burnt, and it will save you a lot of time from playing twister finger. Okay, that's it. So let's carry on. Okay, one quick point I want to make with these little trees. It might have been better to use my last year bases for them to stand. So you got a piece coming out here if you want to see my last year's 2020 videos. So this one's not sitting that stable, this little guy, okay? See how it's kind of just falling over? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my orbit sander, and I'm going to sand this flat so it's a nice smooth transition, so it might be more stable than this kind of rocky thing. Okay, so carry on. Okay, so all the lights have been put in. Personally, you guys, you can make them go the other way. I got 20 trees downstairs. Some go this way, some go that way. Personally, I want to say something with these small trees. This big one is pretty stable, okay? Like from rocking. But these smaller trees, they're just not, I'm not happy with the way they sit. They're just not stable enough for me, because these will go like on a fire mantle on a table or something. So it's time to get creative. So what do? We get creative. That's what it's about, isn't it? Having fun and being creative. Quick question for all you Carving Fusion friends. You guys remember this time last year? I carved this little gnome guy. Anyways. Okay, so thankfully, alrighty then. So sometimes, alrighty then. These Christmas tree videos, fence board Christmas tree videos, are the hardest to make. There's just lots of work involved. I want to let you guys know, in my opinion, sometimes art is experimenting and problem solving, you know, and it's just, the bottom line is just have fun. So I fixed this wobbly tree problem. Hi there. Yep, just having fun. Luckily I had this moss kicking around. I didn't have to go to the dollar store again anymore. Got the little gnome in there, got the Christmas tree. This is something that they can have. This is an all around year tree. So what I did, I got a wood base, okay, carved it out, shaped it, got some crazy glue, glued the tree on, glued this moss on, glued this guy on. I used, I'm an affiliate of these guys. I don't really show this stuff. I haven't used it that much. STARBOND. It's basically super glue, but they call it CA glue or something. STARBOND. I use the thin stuff, and I use this accelerator, and I'm gonna have to get a hold of them, get another can of this accelerator, because I used a lot. So anyways, it's just about having fun, everybody, and problem solving. You know, that's, I love it. Mrs. Blair and Peter Blair, the mad scientist, and Mrs. Blair are having a Christmas sale on November 6th. With all my Christmas trees there. Pete will have a bunch of his stuff there. His daughter's going to have some stuff. And I usually like to give Mrs. Blair a present for having me at the sale. Because I think Pete deals with his stuff and she might deal with my stuff. So I like to give her a present. So I know she likes the bright lights. Pete and her said they like the hard lights. I call these ones hard white. They're white. They kind of look blue. But I made this one for her. I hope you like it, Pete. Maybe you don't have to take it, but a gift's a gift. You could take this guy off if you want, but he's got some character. Yeah, he's been around. He's part of the Geordie Hater Club. He doesn't like the Geordie haters, the Carving Fusion haters, so I thought he would be good to throw on there. And I did what you do, Pete. I put super glue on him too to make them shiny. So that's what you can do with super glue, the thin super glue too, everybody. Okay, so let's end this video up with the big celebration, get all the trees lit up, and friggin' yahoo! Like I said, these fence board Christmas tree videos are definitely the hardest for me to make, but I figure I should make them once a year, and let's finish it off with a big celebration. I'm glad I'm done. I'm glad I'm done. So, you know, everybody, you can make your trees any style you want. Create your own trees, you know, like, just have fun. Just, this moss on these trees here, it just upped the price. So these probably would have been like $30, $40 trees. Well, now they're like 60 bucks. So anyways, just to show you guys, you can put little rocks on here. You can glue rocks on or whatever you want to do. Just have fun, everybody. Thanks for, if you made it to this long in the video, thanks for the support, thanks for watching this video, and yeah, so now I'm just going to carve wood spirit for the fun of it for myself on a piece of, what's that, butternut wood that my buddy Chris over at, Chris Skippy, he's the admin in the group, Facebook Carving Fusion, World Wood Carvers Original. Hope you guys are all good. Let's turn the light off and get some Christmas light action going on here. You guys, I hate to do it before Remembrance Day to respect all the lost soldiers, but I just need to get this video out so you guys have a chance to start carving some Christmas trees. Make some money. have fun at it. Thanks everybody. Carving Fusion. Over and out. Carry on. Hi Liz. That was no good. Okay, I'm not done yet. Just to show you guys the scale of the big chainsaw carving trees I've made this year. Your trees don't have to have lights in them. I'll tell you one thing, you put lights in them, you're gonna make a lot more money. I still got 20 more to make.